Hi everyone. My topic of the day is vulnerability, boundaries, and my name is Odette. And thank you so much for having a look at my video. This is my first series of various videos. Just letting you know a bit about myself. I'm a confidence coach and hypnotherapist. I also am a tantric masseur, a sexual coach. I do teach meditation and well-being nutrition. So I hope that's okay to share, and I'll tell you more about the massage. It's basically a sensual massage that assists with removing trauma. So it's body de-armoring. So I've experimented extensively with this, and I've been training. So I'm really grateful to be at level 2 masseur and continuing my learning. So in being able to coaching others and supporting others in their development and confidence and gaining confidence in their body and sexuality is so important. But one of the topics that is so important also is boundaries. So to be vulnerable is to be exposed, to any possibility of being attacked or physically harmed or emotionally harmed. So this is definition of vulnerability. But also there's immune system vulnerability where your body is weak. It's being weak and being exposed to any sort of virus that can, cause more harm also to your body, to your organs. And boundaries, just a line, it could be which kind of marks the limits, which area that is divided, so like, for example, personal boundaries, they can be defined as guidelines or rules, limits that a person creates to identify reasonable, acceptable behavior that makes them feel safe and they find permissible, and find ways to express that to other people. So they can have an idea of how to behave towards them. So, for example, when you go to a library, one of the guidelines and their boundaries are that you have to keep quiet in the library and not use the phone. So that's an idea of what a boundary is. It's like a rule, way we negotiate how we would like to be treated and how we also treat others. So if other people are boundaries blind, so they don't have any boundaries, so that's a issue because it creates kind of confusion to some people. So that shows demonstrate that their sense of self is maladjusted, or they didn't have knowledge to develop it. So the positive things about having boundaries is that they keep you safe and keep other people safe, and having a dialogue, an interaction occurs when somebody has some sort of relationship. So it could be boundaries at work, boundaries with colleagues. So I have certain boundaries how I work with clients, and that keeps the client safe and myself. So I create a safe space in my relationships. So in my interpersonal relationships, they get translated in different ways. So I just wanted to talk about just the basics. So there are physical boundaries that I covered, and so that's influenced by how you want people to respect your personal space, your body, your sexuality, and emotional and mental boundaries, which are your thoughts, your values, your opinions, your feelings, and your responsibilities. So what's happening internally in your mind, so, and in your time and energy. So your independence and your energy levels, how you manage that in relations to others, and your responsibilities and so on. And then the final one is your privacy and your property. So your possessions and your level of privacy. So what you disclose to others and what you find permissible that others disclose to you. So if you're a sensitive person, you may not want people to disclose personal things that may affect your sensitivity. So it's finding a way to negotiate this that creates a balance in relationships. And in some relationships you're able to establish those ground rules. In others, perhaps there's an impasse of personalities, and one is not able to have those in place. So when it comes to negotiating those, that's when the things become a bit difficult, because I taken a boundaries course, assertiveness, confidence, and boundaries. And one of the things I found really difficult was when I was studying the course, I remembered I got very triggered. So triggering means when you're dealing with a situation that normally doesn't affect you, you get hijacked into the past and you remember something, or there's just a feeling you don't even remember, you can't connect to a memory. So what happens is that you get angry, you get upset, or frustrated, or hurt, and you're not able to separate from that emotional charge, and you kind of can come across as argumentative or angry or whatever, but actually that means that one of your boundaries has been crossed, and or there are patterns that are deeply embedded that somebody triggered, and you kind of go on that defense or fight or flight response. So in that instance, working with somebody as a counselor or a hypnotherapist or a coach can help you coach you out of that trigger, that zaps your energy and your puts you on sort of like self-defense mode. So one of the ways to deal with that is to just take a step back and breathe again, and continue to do at least 10 deep breaths until you catch yourself and manage to get your mind to a state that you can actually continue the conversation. And the other thing that could help you become aware of boundaries, healthier boundaries that you like, it's having time to process your emotions. So, maybe once a week, take some time, take a long walk and process, how you feel about the moments you had with people in your life and what would you change. So that's another tip. And also, of course, reading books, articles helps. But actually developing the muscle, it takes more practice than that. So one of the things I observed while I was learning this material was that a lot of the ideas I had about what I thought was appropriate and what I was assertive about had shifted immensely. So just being in touch with the coursework destabilized how I interacted with others. So there were certain values that were really important to me and others that weren't. So this created lots of frictions. And then one thing that came to me was also I am dyslexic and dyspraxic, and I also coach people with gaining confidence in that. But one of the things that occurs in human beings, and you don't have to be dyslexic and dyspraxic, is that I cannot read when somebody is attracted to me. So this creates lots of confusion because I cannot read that. I also do not know how that I come across. So if I'm busy and I'm working somewhere, I have that awareness, self-awareness, but developing that self-awareness can be very difficult because one has to develop the knowledge and the muscle to apply healthy boundaries and to explain yourself and state what is permissible and what is not. So I hope that this was helpful. I will be working more on this topic and making more posts on this. Just how to maintain healthy boundaries at work, how your relationships can improve from having a healthy sense of boundaries, and also with yourself, with your relationship with yourself, because without a healthy relationship with yourself, it's very difficult to develop healthy boundaries. So making time to understanding yourself, being mindful and being conscious and self-aware are definitely tools that one can develop. So I will be making posts about those tools and how you can apply them to your life and to your relationships. I hope you enjoyed this video. Take care. Bye.